In a dystopian city ruled by the ruthless van der Kooi family, Hilda van der Kooi annually selects 12 citizens she dislikes for the culling, a televised execution. Boy lives with his eccentric, resistance member mother and his sister Mina, spending their days at the arcade or watching TV. Mina dreams of escaping their grim reality. When Boy and Mina are chosen for the culling, Boy witnesses his family's murder by Hilda. Left for dead in the jungle, he is found and healed by the shaman, but becomes permanently deaf and mute, hearing only his favorite video game's voiceover in his mind. The shaman rigorously trains Boy in martial arts, strength, and weaponry. One grueling exercise involves burying Boy in mud, forcing him to breathe through a bamboo stick and eat bugs. Emerging too soon results in punishment. Boy spends his days on chores and training, with his only companions being two beetles. Part of his training involves surviving on whatever he can find to eat, including bugs. Some nights, the shaman administers hallucinogens to keep Boy's mind fixed on revenge, leading to visions of his past, particularly of Mina, which he cannot escape. Over the years, Boy transforms into a formidable young man. During an intense training session, he nearly defeats the shaman but is distracted by another vision of Mina, allowing the shaman to prevail. Frustrated, Boy attempts to meditate away the hallucinations, but they persist. On a trip to the city, Boy notices a flower girl who flirts with him, but the moment is ruined by the arrival of government soldiers rounding up citizens for the culling. As chaos ensues, Boy hides and watches Gideon and Glenn, members of the van der Kooi family, arrive with soldiers. This triggers a memory of Gideon killing a rebel in Boy's home when he was a child. Glenn starts harassing a poor family in the square, and when a woman insults him, he shoots her, causing panic. Gideon orders the head enforcer, June 27th, to restore order. She brutally kills anyone who opposes them. Boy's traumatic memories resurface, and despite the shaman's warning that he isn't ready, Boy disobeys and follows the enemy. He sneaks behind their car and hides in the trunk with a dead body, determined to take action against the van der Kooi family. Later at a warehouse, Boy watches from the shadows as Melanie berates his relatives for capturing only 6 people instead of 12 for the culling. She orders Gideon to grab 6 more people off the streets to complete the set. Boy gets distracted by a hallucination of Mina and loses track of the enemy. As the fake Mina moves ahead, pretending to play ninjas, Boy forgets she isn't real and tackles her to save her from an incoming cart. This reveals his position to Glenn, who sends guards after him. Boy hides Mina in a locker and steals a gun, but recalls the shaman's teaching that he himself is the true weapon. Ready for revenge, Boy emerges and starts fighting the soldiers with his bare hands, using powerful punches, a knife, and the soldiers' own guns. Using a body as a shield, a slave named Basho throws Boy a gun, but it's empty. Boy then takes a better gun from a fallen soldier, shoots a few more enemies, and hides with Basho, who offers to help kill Hilda if Boy frees him from his chains. Boy shoots the chains, freeing Basho, and returns to the fight, killing more soldiers while Basho hides behind a cart. Boy's exceptional skills bring down every enemy, but one soldier proves particularly resilient. Despite losing an arm to a machine, the soldier continues to fight until Boy cuts off his legs to finally stop him. Basho celebrates their victory, but Glenn suddenly opens fire, injuring Basho. Boy prepares to kill Glenn, but Basho insists they can use him for information. Glenn reveals that Hilda hosts a party at her mansion every year before the culling and offers to help. Despite his offer, Basho kills Glenn with a heavy object. As they leave the warehouse, Boy notices a shadow watching them. Basho leads him to the secret resistance hideout, only to find it empty. Suddenly, Boy is held at gunpoint by Benny, who lowers his weapon when Basho explains Boy is on their side. Benny reveals that soldiers attacked and killed all the rebels except him. Boy struggles to read Benny's lips due to his strange dialect. Basho learns his girlfriend is dead and breaks down, prompting Boy to comfort him. The team plans to infiltrate the party, but Boy remains distracted by hallucinations of Mina and memories of their childhood. He still carries a drawing Mina made as a child. Despite not fully understanding the plan explained by Basho and Benny, Boy nods along at Mina's urging. They gather weapons, leave in a van, and arrive at the mansion. Knocking out a few guards and a chef, Boy dons the chef's uniform to infiltrate the party. Unfamiliar with a chef's duties, he awkwardly roams the house, distracted by macaroons he has never tasted before. Basho, disguised as a guard, reminds him to stay focused. Seeing Hilda, Boy becomes hungry for revenge and decides to act chefly. He goes to the kitchen, removes his uniform, and starts a fight with the other workers using a cheese grater in horrific ways. Grabbing a butcher's knife, he heads to the dining hall, slits a guard's throat, and decapitates the person at the head of the table, only to realize it's the wrong person. Gideon appears with more guards, explaining the people at the table are actors used every year to fool resistance members. Boy takes Gideon hostage with his own gun, but June 27th hits him from behind, freeing Gideon. A brutal fight ensues between Boy and June 27th, involving every object within reach. As they roll out of the dining room, Boy lands a solid hit, knocking off June 27th's helmet. Mina appears and comments on the woman's beauty, distracting Boy and giving June 27th the opening to push him over the railing, knocking him out. Unconscious, Boy dreams of his past. The execution of his mother and sister, the regime cutting out his tongue, and being hung from a tree. He remembers the shaman saving him and training him for vengeance. Waking up tied to a chair, Boy is tortured by June 27th, who demands to know the shaman's whereabouts. Boy defiantly mouths the F word, prompting her to throw an axe close to his head. Gideon takes over, tired of the torture and the culling, and offers Boy a cigarette, which Boy eats. Gideon explains that Hilda has become paranoid and murderous, killing innocent people instead of enemies. He swears he can end it all if Boy hands over the shaman, but Boy refuses and Gideon hits him. Melanie arrives, paints Boy's lips, and announces he'll be the star of the culling. Boy is tied up in the studio and given a shock collar. He questions the Mina hallucination about not letting him kill June 27th, but she doesn't know. The show begins, and Hilda rambles in paranoia instead of reading the teleprompter. Seeing a shadow in the audience, she pulls out a gun, and Melanie sends guards to remove her. Boy remembers Gideon hid a scalpel in his pocket and uses it to cut his ropes. Melanie announces a winter wonderland-themed culling with serial mascots and demonic elves, who gruesomely kill the participants. Boy, using only his legs, quickly defeats one of the killers and frees himself. He heads to the stage but is brought down by his shock collar. For elves grab him for the goat man to kill, but the goat man kills the elves instead, revealing himself to be Basho. Benny bursts in, shooting and causing panic. Melanie ends the transmission as Gideon smiles, watching the chaos unfold. Benny and Basho explain how they infiltrated using soldier uniforms, but Boy struggles to understand Benny's lip movements, imagining flowers and strange animals. Benny gives Boy a brass knuckle gun, and the trio jumps back into action, easily dispatching enemies. Behind the scenes, Melanie accuses Gideon of planning the chaos and points a gun at him. Boy fights a serial pirate mascot with the knuckle gun and a carrot from a snowman. Out of bullets, he reloads the knuckle and shoots the pirate in the face. Seeing Mina scared of his violent side, Boy is distracted, giving Melanie a chance to shoot, but Benny saves him, getting shot instead. Basho fires back, wounding Melanie, but she kills Basho as well. Boy uses a pineapple mascot as a shield to knock down and capture Melanie. He ties her to a chair, kills her, and checks on Basho, who is weak but alive. They encounter more guards, and Boy continues his killing spree, fueled by memories of his family's death. After several minutes of violence, all the guards are dead, and Boy discovers Basho has succumbed to his wounds. Nearby, he finds Gideon, who was also shot by Melanie. With his remaining energy, Gideon gives Boy a key card to access Hilda's bunker. When Boy prepares to kill Gideon out of mercy, Mina's hallucination appears, urging him to stop. Boy finally tells her she's dead and he doesn't need her anymore. The hallucination fades, and Boy kills Gideon. Boy enters the elevator, where Hilda taunts him on the screen, saying he will die for nothing. Boy shows her Mina's drawing, stating he's doing it for her, making Hilda hang up. The elevator descends to the bunker. When the doors open, the guards don't shoot. June 27th leads Boy to the main room, where he sees family paintings, including ones of him and Mina as children. Hilda hugs Boy, revealing he and Mina are her children. Boy starts to remember. He participated in the culling, killing the shaman's son, a woman he thought was his mother, and her daughter. Hilda forced him to shoot, but his erratic aim let the shaman escape. Overwhelmed with guilt, Boy fled into the jungle, where the shaman found him. The shaman kidnapped and brainwashed Boy, altering his memories and inflicting wounds to make him believe they were from the government. He cut out Boy's tongue and burned his ears to control him. In the present, Hilda reveals that Boy has been killing his own aunts and uncles, and that June 27th is actually Mina. As Boy collapses in shock, Hilda demands proof that her son is still there and slaps him when he doesn't react. Concluding that Boy is no longer her son, she orders Mina to kill him. Believing the same, Mina starts to beat Boy and prepares to strike with her axe. However, she freezes when Boy raises his hand, remembering the day with the statue. In a moment of clarity, Mina turns and kills Hilda instead. Another family member activates an alarm, and the siblings dash for cover as soldiers open fire. They find hidden weapons and sprint down the corridor, fighting off incoming soldiers. As a team, they easily defeat anyone who challenges them. Suddenly, 3 guards with heavy weapons arrive, and Mina is wounded but still able to fight. She and Boy use a soldier as a shield to push through the corridor. They reach a soldier with a Gatling gun, whom Mina pulls down while Boy uses his own weapons to finish him off. More soldiers arrive, forcing the siblings to run to the elevator. Hilda's voice explains that she has been looking for Boy all these years and only hurt people because she thought they had harmed him. Suddenly, the elevator is called to a different floor, and when the doors open, they see the shaman. Using sign language, the shaman tells Boy to kill Mina, claiming she is part of the evil family. Boy refuses. Mina quickly attacks the shaman and lands a few hits, but he overpowers her. Just as he is about to kill her, Boy intervenes, making the shaman drop her. The siblings then attack the shaman together, but he is incredibly fast and fights dirty, inflicting serious injuries on them. He headbutts Mina, breaking her helmet and causing her to bleed heavily. Boy is left to fight the shaman alone. After a few moves, he steals the shaman's necklace and uses it to cut him multiple times. As Boy throws the shaman around the room, he accidentally drops the necklace, and the shaman grabs it back, cutting Boy's leg and arm. In a final struggle, Boy grabs the shaman's hands and, with the help of a vision of his younger self, forces the necklace down to kill his mentor. Screaming in physical and emotional pain, Boy checks on Mina and confirms she's alive. She urges him to escape, but he picks her up, remembering their days in the arcade and mentioning it's better to have a player too. Sometime later, the siblings are in an abandoned building, eating cereal together like in the old times. Boy Kills World is a gripping tale of vengeance and survival set in a vividly imagined dystopian future. The intense training sequences, the protagonist's unique way of coping with his disabilities, and the hallucinatory elements add depth and intrigue to the narrative. The film's blend of martial arts action, emotional storytelling, and striking visual style makes it a must-watch for fans of dystopian thrillers and action-packed revenge dramas. More exciting movies to come. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and click the thumbs like icon. Thanks for watching.